So welcome back. So I've previously covered a fondant cake. There's a link on the caption on how to trim and cover your fondant cake. So what I normally do once I cover, I like it to firm up a bit for like maybe few minutes or thereabout. If you have AC room, it's going to take just few minutes. All right. So I'm going to start by measuring the height rather. So depending on how you want the waves to go, I normally like having a pit above the measurement. Like if I measure out 10, then I make it 12 or I make it 11, just a bit. So what I'm using is a marble. I want to, the color of their graduation gown. I made this cake for my son. The color is blue. So I just want to use a marble effect for him. You can do a plain color. You can marble any color. So this is the easiest way I make my marble. I first need out the fondant, and then I take the color. You can previously color a fondant and then put bit chunk of it and then fold it together, but I prefer doing this is quite easier for me. So I'm going to take some colors. The boys are wearing red, while the girls are wearing pink. So I'm doing two colors for him. I'm going to marble them. You see, just putting, I'm using electric pink and a royal blue. So I'm just going to fold them in, kind of fold. It won't be fully fold so that the marble effect will show. Kind of just turn them, knead a bit. Then just trying to get the colors inside the fondant so that I can have the two sides. You know, when you roll out this fondant, you have two sides. So you can choose the side that you prefer. That's one beautiful thing about marbling fondant. Okay, just fold it like few. It depends on how you want the marbling to come out. So you can fold for like few minutes, or sorry, not few minutes, like 2 turns or 3 turns or 4 turns. So it depends on. So I'm going to remove that glove because it's just making my work so slow. I'm sorry, but I just had to wear it to color so that I don't have the color stains on my hand. So using icing sugar, you can use corn flour, but I like working with icing sugar better. It's easier to just remove afterwards. So start by rolling out your fondant. Remember, we're going to have two sides, so you can choose the side you prefer. So you're going to see, I'm trying to check the side that I prefer. So you just roll out. Remember the measurement you're working with. So the first thing first is to roll out like the length. So you get the length first. Getting the length first is more important. So get the length, the height rather, before you get the length. You can always get the length if you have extra fondant. So I'm just going to roll out this to the length I'm working with. All right, see the marble effect is already popping out so beautifully. So because the cake is for my son, so I had to put more blue than pink. I'm making the cake for him, although the school is wearing, his school is a school, so they have a boys and girls session there. So but I added more blue because I'm making for him. So I'm trying to check the length. So you first get the length first, trim off extra. If you have extra, trim them off. So measure out the length. So that is the part you need. I want to flip the other side to know whether it's more beautiful than this one I'm working with. That's why I added extra icing sugar so it doesn't stick to it. And also I didn't get the needed height. That's why you see me rolling out more straight. And you want this thing a bit light, not that it shouldn't be too thick, it shouldn't be too light either. Do you understand? It shouldn't be too thick, it shouldn't be too light either. It has to be in between so that you can be able to hold on to the cake when you wrap it. All right, so once you're done doing this, so I was checking the back now to see if I prefer it, and my fondant kind of stuck, so I just added sugar there, and then using my I just pull it up. So I prefer the back, so I'm going to flip it over to the back. All right, so the back is more beautiful, so I'm going to be working with the back. All right, then using my smoother, smooth out, and then it's time to trim it. Yes, because it's kind of wavy, it's not going to be a straight line you're wrapping it. If you wrap a straight line, it's not going to come out wavy kind of. So that is how you trim it off, like this. More like a boat shape, abi? One side of boat. Is it one side of boat? So you just carve it out the shape like that. All right, I'm still trying to measure to be sure that I got the exact measurement I needed. All right, so you kind of carve it like both wave like or boat like. I don't know what you call it. So trying to check the length. The length is very important, and the height too. Is the length and the height for me. So I think I had extra, so I'm cutting off the extra I had. All right, so once I'm done trimming off, I'm going to bring back that cake we covered. All right, using edible glue. Edible glue is just water and CMC. Using edible glue, I'm going to stick this to the body of the cake. Right, you can just, I had to use rolling pin. You know why? If you don't use rolling pin to do this, it's going to be difficult for you. If you don't have a rolling pin, the small one, you can just roll it. Just put like extra corn flour or extra sugar, icing sugar or CMC in the body. So I'm using edible water. That's water and CMC. You can use warm water, it dissolves faster than normal room temperature water. So I'm going to set it aside. And then using our raw fondant, you have to start from the position that is very comfortable for you. Do you understand? Start from this. This is the front, so I had to shift it because it's going to overwrap. It's going to overwrap. All right, so just be sure that it's stuck to the body. You see, this looks so beautiful. So you're likely going to have air bubble that you are seeing. Just use your pin and just remove it. All right, so I want this to overlap. I want it to overlap. That's the design we are doing. I want it to overlap. So you can get your water, edible water, and then apply some gum again. Apply some gum in that place and then just use your hand, and then this wave depends on how you want it. I don't think there's rule to waves. I think the way you want it, how wavy you want it. All right, depends on how wavy you want it, how you want it. Let it move with your flow. Okay, it has to be your flow. So just check if it's not moving to what you want, just add extra water and then stick and then wave. But this my own wave. I made it the tip. I didn't want to have a straight tip, so I had to just pull out, remove the fondant. I didn't want to have the usual wave, the trending wave. That's what I do. So what I do, I just apply a bit of shortening in my hand and just pinch out. It's just like pinching out the edges of your fondant to make it look different. Okay, you can leave it like this, so but I'm just telling you what I decided to try out with this cake. Okay, just a bit of water there just to give it wavy, the shape I want, make it to stand. All right, that's what I was saying about the length, the inches roll out. If it's too light, it's going to be dropping. It's going to be dropping, kind of dropping. That's why it's good. Advantage if you have an AC working environment, it's going to dry up immediately. So I'm still trying to get my wavy to stand. So you see what I was saying? To pinch out, I'm just pinching out the edges. I'll still come back and color it with edible gold. I'm going to paint it with edible gold later. So I just want it. I don't want a straight wave. You can leave yours like this, but I just want to try something new. Okay, we're all about trying new things. All right, upgrading the skill, doing something different from the usual. So that was what I was just trying now. So if you don't like it, you just leave yours. Remember what I said? I just had to rub a bit of shortening in my hands, and then it's easier if you do that. Just rub a bit of shortening and then pull it out. Okay, so I'm going to allow this to firm up a bit, then continue work with it. All right, so just pull out, pinch, pull out, pinch, pull out, pinch, pull out, and all that. That's just it. Nothing extra you have to do about that. So like I said earlier, if you don't want this pinch out, you can just leave it. So you can see my fondant has dried up a bit, and I don't want the edges, the down to be like that. So because they're also wearing a suit, black suit, I decided to go with a black ribbon. You can use any ribbon of your choice, and then also give him a bow. All right. So this is a printer topper I did. I did a printer topper, a picture of a boy graduating. So I want to put it at the center. So that's the edible gold I told you about, that I want to paint the edges with the edible gold. You just add any gold color of your choice, and then edible spirit or alcohol. I don't know what you call it. I call my edible alcohol, edible spirit, whatever you call it. So you just paint the edges to make it pop out. Just make, you can see it's already popping out. Just paint the edges, the mouth, that mouth that we pinch out earlier. So just paint around it so that it will come out. It will just give it a new look, poppy look. All right, I'll just go around paint, and then we continue. So you can use any color. Okay, they have different cake dust in the market. You can use silver, gold, blue, whatever, but gold always pops out. Gold always pops out. That's why I like using gold. Gold always pop out. If you in the pictures you just see it and be wondering. If I'd wanted also, I would have used the gold dust to go through all those lines you're seeing, all those marble lines. I can also use gold dust to go around it, as in create a space. That design, that waves, like I can just use a tiny brush and just go around it like this shape, like this, now, and go with the brush. So when you are designing, you just have to create what you like. It has to be what you're creating. It has to be creativity about that. Do you understand? Create something that will pop out. Create something from your angle. It doesn't really have to be someone else's design. You can just put your mark there, mark on the cake. All right, that's what that's the aim. I think that's what all bakers work towards, to create an inch that when people see your cake and I say, this is my cake. So whatever cake you are trying to make, you should always try to make your mark there. Just go like extra, just add an extra tiny bit that will make your cake different from the rest. Okay, so we're still on the painting. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm still waiting for myself to finish painting so that we can move on to the next. I'm still here, just waiting for myself to be done with the painting so we can move on to the next level. Okay, what gold am I using? I'm using edible art. Okay, I'm done with the painting. So that's the balloon. You can use any balloon of your choice. I use the color of his day. He's wearing blue, so I didn't want to use the exact shade of blue, so that it will look different, kind of. So that ball is supposed to be there. So I need to reset my balloon to put the ball there. I need to reset, okay? I need to reset. So using the edible gum that we used earlier, I just place the ball there. Ignore my tired face. I had a very busy week. So also wanted to add this cake topper for him. Happy graduation. So we just fix it there. Okay, so you can see how easy you can transform your white cake to a statement. All right, you can see how easy. You can still add whatever you want to add on the board or anything, but I think this looks nice already. So thank you for watching, and I hope you create your amazing design. Thank you for making our time to work. Remember to click the subscribe